So, all right, ready? Here? Okay, we are here. And we are doing a Google Play Hangout with two members of Mainland. We have Jordan,
Hi.
hola, and Corey here.
Hey.
So we're just going to talk a little bit about the album that you guys just came out with last month, end of February, Shiner. This is your first actual kind of EP, like your first fledgling into doing this self-release, and you worked on it. You recorded it in Austin.
That's right.
And leading up to this, you started with a tour, a pretty kind of everything's kind of been a little bit of spur of the moment, but this tour was just
Definitely.
kind of out of nowhere. Went on this tour, and why don't you guys start telling me about how the album developed from there, or going into that?
I'll
Actually,
talk about the tour. Like we kind of just went on this tour, spur of the moment, and we had like very little time to prepare for it. But we hit a bunch of cities like on the East Coast, the South, and the Midwest, and we were able to accomplish a lot during that time. We met Jimino, our future producer, sat down and met with him. Really hit it off with him. Like the second we met him, played him some demos, and we hit a bunch of cities on the way. Did a day trotter session, and got back to New York, and then you want to
and then from New York we kind of started following up with Jim after meeting him and seeing if this EP was even going to be possible. So we had a lot of the songs. We had 3 out of 4 of them already written by the time we went on tour. So that was kind of the material that we were playing at each show. And we had some recordings from our shows, so by the time we got down to Austin, we were able to play Jim some like live versions of the song so he could hear what it was about. And he had some time to think about it, and we were just kind of working the songs out in New York post-tour. And we got the news kind of just really almost last minute that it was going to work out and that we could fly down to Austin, record the 4 songs.
like a week in advance.
We had like a week in advance, so we just kind of got the cheapest tickets we could and just made our way down there.
and dropped everything doing it. Basically,
just dropped everything and just
got the time off work and just,
So you just kind of haphazardly met him while you were on tour on this already a sporadic tour, and then but it wasn't, you demoed for him, and then it wasn't just instant though. There was
some waiting in between time.
We wanted to work with Jim really badly because we respect all the work that he's done.
But he's coming out with an album with Spoon, and then also there was a lot of other hang-ups, was there not?
That was part of it.
He was supposed to work with his band from Australia, and they had like a record deal, and like they had like more money than we did. But he like told us in the end that he liked our music better, so that was a nice thing to hear. He liked our demos better than the band that had more people backing them. But
somewhere from the southern hemisphere, we'll just say that, so that we don't. That's a huge compliment. But then even to have that happen, following that, then you're already in a position where you play and he loves it, but then you kind of hear, it might not work. And
so he had this little tiny window of opportunity where he could actually record other bands out of his studio that's in his home. It's his own personal studio. All of the gear belongs to him, and he has his apparatus there. But he was about to go record the next Spoon record, so
he
we had this
had
little
a week.
window.
He said
I'm going to be unavailable for, like who knows how long, like 6 months to a year after this window. So we really just kind of squeaked in there and recorded the EP at like a breakneck speed.
And so how did
a song a day.
Okay, and how did you start writing the songs and leading up to that? Like you basically didn't know that the record was going to happen, started writing the songs, and then from what you told me, even to the point where the last song was finished, a week before you left, or not even.
Yeah. Well, we had been writing the songs, like about half the songs were written prior to the tour, and then they were improved on tour because we learned a lot about how we play together as a band while we went on that first long tour. A lot of the songs were influenced just by stuff that was going on in my life at the time. Like I lost my father that spring, and then I graduated college, and everything was kind of just like a clean slate at that point, and that's why we like went on tour. Like
Ran away almost.
Yeah, it was like kind of like an escape. Like I bought our van, and like we just had to like get out and like experience something new, and that in turn helped us like finish the songs. So.
But the album itself isn't necessarily like a story about that escape or about the tour or anything like that. It's more of a almost slice of life, like a appreciating of the little things, you know, like the very simple day-to-day aspects of being a bartender, getting your heart broken, things of that sort, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that was with your father's passing, appreciating the simple things in life?
Yeah, I mean that event kind of just told me and like influenced me to like believe those things even more than I did before.
Yeah.
So
appreciate that.
And then the tour too, like just like feeling really grim and like almost like out of luck, like because you're like going from place to place, like not knowing where you're gonna sleep. At least that was like what our first tour was like. It's been better since then, but.
And your dad is such a big supporter of the band.
He
always.
Was, yeah, he was.
He always.
He drove us to our first show, actually.
He did.
Yeah.
And that's not easy too. I mean,
he would have been excited
something...
to see it happen. Yeah. So I think that was also a motivator too. Is
he believed in it. Yeah.
He believed in it a lot. So.
Yeah, but the EP touches like on a lot of different themes, like just like being a better person. Like the title track's about just like improving like upon yourself through like mistakes made, and like yeah, I mean it touches on a lot of different things. You just have to listen to it.
Yeah, but the last song on the EP, Heaven, was written like within the week that we found out that we were going to go to Austin. So we weren't sure what like the fourth song was going to be, and we were toying around with a few songs that we had, but it's funny because Jordan like wrote this song. He's like called me on the phone and was like, "Hey dude, I wrote this song. I think it's gonna be like the last song on the EP." And I was like, "Are you serious? We have like a few days before we're going down there. Like that's
like
insane."
Sat in my room and
worked
on it.
So he like played it for me, and I was like, "Okay, that actually is pretty good. I think I like that song." I'm like, "Okay, can we work with that?" And so we just hammered it out. It's just the lyrics is what got me. I really like the lyrics on that song, and it just was the obvious choice. It's like, all right, we only have a few days, but we have to do this song.
And you kind of had a couple. There was another song on the album that also was kind of like a phoenix, or rising from the ashes. As far as you'd scrapped it, and then it came back
Shiner, the title track.
Okay.
We actually named it while we were in the studio too. We didn't have a title for it, but our bass player who joined the band early last year really loved the song.
He loved the bass line.
And he loved the bass line, obviously, because he's a bass player. He
kind of
really
forced us on that one.
He's like, "Wait, why haven't I heard that song?" That was in like the springtime, like before we left for tour. He's like, "Why haven't I heard that song?" And then we wrote it, and
we essentially shortened the song a lot, and I think that's what made it a good song. That's what changed it into something that we could actually
from being something that was in the trash and now the title track.
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of a big jump.
And then
it always works that way. I feel like with all different bands.
That was like Jim's big suggestion the whole time. Was like just cut out. Like trim the fat and like get to the core of every song, and then embellish on that. He
really helped us with that. Pretty much every song on the EP is at least 30 seconds shorter than when we brought it to him. He is just all about
getting to the core.
Like why is that bar there?
But that's what makes it such a solid punk album too.
Why are those 4 bars there? It's like cut that out.
I mean, we were talking just before this about some people really saying it reminded me a little bit more of "Give 'Em Enough Rock" by The Clash, because it's clean and simple like that. It's punk in that it puts everything out so nicely, and there's no extra fluff or anything in that. There's nothing over the top.
Well, it's an EP too, and you want to make it like short and sweet and like leave people wanting more with just like 4 songs, because that was like. So that was sort of like our intention anyway. It's just like we wanted it to just be not too long and not dwindle on like the stuff that wasn't important. Like get to the chorus, like get to the important bits.
We love The Clash a lot. We definitely big admirers of The Clash, and just we like anything with a little bit of a savage edge to it, and Clash definitely does that for us.
Yeah, well, Jordan, I know you're a vinyl collector.
Yes.
But are you as well, Corey? Are you Is that, I mean, how is that? And then
yeah, I am. It sucks to be a vinyl collector though, because my record player doesn't work. So I'm just like still accumulating vinyl, and
I've got these
no
great
way to
guys
play
in
it right
Flatbush. You can go to them. They're amazing. It's a great shop, and they have like so much old equipment there. I'll set you up.
Yeah.
They'll fix you.
We're really excited though, as vinyl enthusiasts, because we got to put this record on vinyl, which is a first for us.
And
So,
it's a 10-inch.
it's a 10-inch.
And 10 inches are really sexy.
Yeah, just the weight.
Yeah.
And then so
It's a nice little frisbee size.
where
Yeah.
I'm actually sorry, Corey, but where are you from originally?
I'm from California too, although us Californians all met in New York. We're all from different places.
And you have a bi-coastal kind of background.
My dad is from New York,
Mm-hmm.
but I was born in California.
And you were Northern California, correct?
Yeah, he grew up just like an hour away from me.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
but
Did you met
I grew up
when you came here?
in Oakland and Berkeley, California.
That seems how it always is. It's like you're cut from the same cloth, so you find each other in New York, you know?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny. And our bass player is from San Diego, so he's got a different California connection. But
And none of us knew each other in California, and just somehow we all just kind of migrate into the same place.
Yeah,
It's
three
weird.
of you. That's interesting. And then
our drummer, he's the odd man out.
He's the tie to
He's the odd
native New
upstate
York,
statesman.
because yeah, he was born upstate. He came down to the city for work.
but with your father here, you must have spent some time in New York as well.
Yeah, definitely. My
So-
dad was born in Manhattan, raised in the Bronx, and then moved to the suburbs for
The
high
Bronx.
school. That was like a common pattern, like in the 50s. Like, you know, if you were Jewish and like lived in New York, like you live in the Bronx or the Upper East Side, and like that's where you were.
Yeah, he had some crazy stories about the Bronx and shit, just like just gnarly, yeah, just old school Bronx stories.
It wasn't
But
that
your
gnarly.
stepfather
but-
was a big influence to you as well, as
Drug
far as
dealers
especially
and pimps and
musically.
stuff.
Wow, you did your homework on us.
Oh, I know. Everything. So,
Yeah, my
Yeah.
stepfather like gave me all of my records.
yeah.
Then I started like buying my own, but he gave me like about 200 classic records that I took and just was able to like find the stuff I liked.
Yeah, you were able to sift through.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
so,
it was
what do you
mostly
think?
like Neil Young and like really hippie music, but like I found the stuff that wasn't.
I think we all do that with our parents' record collection when they give up on it, and you can just kind of take your pick and go through and find all the gems throughout all the weird, horrible, like 70s crap that's in there.
Did he have On the Beach by Neil Young?
That's the one I listen to still.
Yeah, I found that album when I was 15. This interview's not about me, so I won't tell you more. But it's I still listen to it today too.
It's like
It's
the best.
so amazing.
It's like a really unsung classic by Neil Young.
Yeah,
that's the
that's,
one I still listen to. I mean, like, what's it? Harvest.
Vampire Blues is that? Well, yeah,
Vampire Blues.
yeah, Harvest. I don't
Harvest
know.
is a good
That's when it
album.
gets a little. I'm not so much Neil Young misogynistic kind of angles that he starts to take in some of that music, but I kind of feel like I hear that. Like that's what knowing that you had this background with old vinyls and having them passed down and everything. I kind of feel like you can hear that. You can hear a lot of those natural core elements that were available in those albums.
Yeah.
In this piece.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're just into like classic songwriters and stuff too. Like early on in our band's history, like I used to tell people like Paul McCartney was an influence because we were really into like his like solo like pop stuff, and that was like my parents like handed me down his albums. But I think now like we're looking to more like modern stuff and like I don't know like punk stuff and like we really like bands from New York.
What bands specifically? Oh, and just for reference, that On the Beach album wasn't re-released until 2002.
Wow.
Really?
So, being able to have access to it from a young age is something that not everyone was privy to.
Right.
But what kind of New York bands are you current or influential?
You want to
We've always had a really soft spot for Interpol. That's a big one. And we were like so. Can I tell this story?
Yeah.
We were so like excited to hear Interpol practicing in the studio next to ours in this like rat-infested,
It's like a major
like
moment.
bunker, underground, like
We're still
basement
there.
odors. That's where we practice.
This is your Dumbo studio.
It's the Dumbo studio. It's a catacomb. There's
The
like
brick house.
yeah, it's called the Brick House. It's kind of a maze of different studios down there, bands of like varying, goodness. And so you can kind of get lost in these catacombs, these like hallways, and but right next to ours, we heard some music coming out. We actually were locked out. We didn't have the key to our own studio, so the two of us are sitting out there just like waiting for something to happen.
Interpol, if you're watching this right now,
We're talking about you.
we love you.
Google does get some pretty good hits on this,
Sam,
so they
Paul.
probably will see it.
Interpol,
It'll
okay.
be, that's the
All
thing
right,
about
that's
Google
all right.
though, is that they have top search rates. So once it's hashtagged Interpol,
Yeah.
they'll see it.
This was one of those
They'll get a
moments
Google
that like
alert,
makes-
actually.
all right,
We're not
good,
trying
yeah.
to create bad blood, Interpol.
We're just gonna tell a couple of things that happened. Interpol, sorry. But it's one of those moments that gives you like faith in New York, and you're like, yeah, this is why I'm
They're
living
still
here.
doing it.
It's
yeah.
still alive because we're sitting there, we're waiting for someone to come and open the door for us.
Our
And
drummer who had the key.
I'm sitting on top of my pedal box. Jordan's sitting on top of his guitar case, and we hear this music coming through the door next to ours. And we're having a conversation about the band's future and our lives and everything, just killing the time because we were there for about 45 minutes. And over the course of 45 minutes, we're hearing this song kind of coming into fruition. I hear this guitar riff
They're
that's
just
evolving.
playing one riff over and over.
Over and over
But
again.
it has a familiarity
It's
to it
starting to
almost.
change.
We were like,
It's no familiarity, actually.
It's not an Interpol cover band.
Yeah.
Did someone say that?
And we never
You said
never
that?
said it out loud.
I definitely thought it.
I was definitely thinking in my head, wow, it sounds like a riff that Interpol would write.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm familiar enough with their music that I know that it's not an Interpol riff that I know from one of their albums.
But it has a
But
signature.
it's got that signature kind of Interpol sound to it. And I was like, huh, yeah, it
That's the
sounds
part where
like,
he opens the door.
it sounds
and
like,
it gave you chills.
so-
It had to give you chills, right?
so I'm like, well,
It sounded really cool.
it sounded really cool, and I'm listening to this riff evolve, like they're sort of shaping it, and it's like the bass comes in, there's another guitar and drums, and no vocals yet, but it's like taking shape. And the door opens, and this bearded guy with a baseball cap kind of over his eyes
And a hood.
and a hood comes out of the
Kinda
door.
groggy looking.
I'm like, I have no idea who this guy is. Comes out, and he's got a jug of milk, and he just steps out of the door and drops it on the ground. Glass jug of milk just shatters all over the floor. Pieces of glass and milk, just which like is a very visual thing to happen. It's right next to it. It just kind of sprays everywhere. And I'm like, I look up at him, I'm like, man, that sucks. And he's like,
he just like was.
he nods his head. He's
Yeah.
like, shit. He goes back into the studio, comes out, and he's got some work gloves on, and he picks up all the glass. And neither of us even offer to help him. We're just like, oh, this guy just dropped his milk. Sucks for him. Klutz, yeah. And
and you're
and
still
then-
not realizing what's happening, actually.
still not realizing what's happening. Like, these guys who play like Interpol sounding shit. That's some.
They probably play in
just
New
some,
Jersey.
So some like
some nightclub.
talented band, whatever. And then another guy comes out who we later learned to be Sam, their drummer.
Super.
Yeah,
Like
it's like
his hair was greased back, and he had like these like really nice glasses. Wow,
he's
that's
a
like
well-dressed
totally yin
gentleman.
and yang of like the
So-
guy that just broke a thing of milk on the ground.
He comes out, yeah, and he starts. He overhears us talking about our PR company that we're like in
Thinking
the
about
process of dropping
yeah.
because they, we were basically in the process of getting screwed over by them. I was like, felt like a scam. And so he's like, oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. I don't mean to intrude, but yeah, PR, vampires. It's like, they're the worst.
Well, hey,
We're in
now.
a much better situation now.
Is that, yeah, no offense to anybody in PR, but not my words.
It's all about
His
the
words, not mine.
networking, It's
Yeah.
it depends. It's if you back ideas that aren't ideas that you actually back. That's when you start to have maybe a little problem. So it
I
happens.
think, yeah, it happens.
But you guys wised up quickly.
So he expresses his concerns, and he's like, and we're like, oh yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, you're not intruding. Like, yeah, we're having this problem. And he's like, yeah, shooting the shit with us. He's like, we don't have to worry about that anymore because, like, our label takes care of the PR. And we're like, oh, that sounds nice. That sounds really nice. We're like, what label? He's like, Matador. We're like, oh, what band are you in? It's like, Interpol. And so, and the thing is, Jordan knew, actually.
Well, I didn't want to be like,
you didn't want to be like, you're Interpol. But it was definitely like a cool moment for us, and we talked for a little bit, and he shared some wisdom, and it was cool for us to hear that.
Have you seen them since? Are they still using that space?
We saw them a couple of times, but they're not in the space anymore. We heard them working on the new record, so it was a new riff that we were hearing that is going to be on the record. We're really excited to hear it, and we heard them one time rehearsing with a female singer who I guess is going to make a guest appearance on the record, which is kind of a first for them. So it's going to be exciting.
And that's great energy to have next to you.
Right next door, like literally.
And since this is going to be edited, I think, Kim, we're running out of battery. Can you plug in the computer? It's going to be edited, so we might as well just take a moment.
How are we doing on time?
I mean, I don't know. Kim, did you turn on the timer?
Yeah, you guys just need like 10 more minutes.
I'm thinking we just need to go a little bit longer because a lot of we'll want to cut away a lot of this anyway. And we still have to hit on South by Southwest. We didn't also talk really about self-producing in that, we found Google as a way to share ideas. So yeah, the other things, I wanted to hit on that as how, potentially using Google products to share ideas as far as collaboration, and also going between Brooklyn and Austin.
Yeah.
Well, good. Just wondering.
Do we have how's it going?
I don't have an extension though. Like,
is it good? Do you guys does it look good?
No.
I just need to plug it in.
I think so. I think it's been good content for sure.
You guys like it?
No, Erica, can I? Casting, they're gonna edit after this.
Yeah.
You've been doing a great job with questions.
Oh, it's a song.
Cool. I think we're all doing a good job.
Yeah. No, I mean, no, but I'm glad because I was a little iffy. I was like, can Erica do this or not? But you were doing an amazing job. To be completely honest with you.
Well, one of the problems that we have.
Corey and Jordan, you guys are awesome.
Yeah, I think you guys are doing great. Everything's great.
But Erica.
Story was clutch.
Yeah, but
we gotta touch
Erica,
on all the other stuff though.
Yeah.
The only thing that sucks is that we don't have the other two guys to where we can talk to the screen. I mean, we're all trying to do that.
I'm trying to look at this.
I know. You and I, it's the hardest for us because we want to be like this.
Alex says invite me now.
Let me see. No, there's no plug.
Oh, he does.
Oh, let's bring him on.
All right, we're adding motherfuckers to
Just
this
keep the
shit.
broadcast going though, don't.
All right.
If we can add him now, like,
yeah, no, we're not gonna break it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, let's bring him
Oh,
on.
that'd be really.
But that's the
These
thing,
dudes
though,
are about to
is
come in
because
clutch.
we can't read
I hope
it.
they're ready to party right now.
Are you
because-
ready?
Shut up.
Oh, what are you talking about?
So when they come on, I don't know what this is on my.
Well, you want me to stop?
There's a one point where I make this face. I like something sticks to me, and I look down. And I'm like, oh shit! I'm on the camera thing.
I hope these guys.
You know, I really love that
having a
Neil
good time.
Young album, Intimacy. That was amazing.
Oh, connecting on that.
Yeah.
It's like
That was
it was
cute.
really great. It was just like
I think we had a
really
stalker
great.
moment here.
Like it reminded me of like like vintage, like early 90s MTV footage. Like that's what it reminded me of. Does that
Well,
make
you
any
can hear.
sense at all?
No, I think. You guys know what I mean? Like saying that you can hear.
All right, Dylan.Longstreet@gmail.
But you guys brought it back where like
Dot
everything
Yeah,
is sort of
Longstreet.
familiar. And I really
Yeah,
enjoyed
and
that.
and ultimately.
I never use this email from It's like
Hanging out is the best thing to do first before a hangout. Oh, we have to say that. That's
Okay,
what
well, let's not talk about
Google.
Google Hangout badly right now.
No,
because you guys are still
no.
recording.
I'm not talking badly. You're not listening. I'm saying.
No, but I have a
saying
new
that
MacBook. So that
When I
one
said
doesn't
like
work.
earlier, like the idea that
Oh,
we
shit.
talked about it
It doesn't
Oh,
before.
here's the.
All right, you can tell us.
Saying you're hanging out before the hangout. That's all I was trying to say. We could say at some point.
Oops.
We were
Hanging
talking
out
about
before
that.
the hangout.
Talking about that, we were hanging out before the hangout.
Okay.
We were
I'm just
definitely
saying.
hanging out.
We can say that.
Just
We were
saying.
hanging out
Just
before
saying.
the thing.
I don't mean it. No, I don't mean
Everyone
it in
was
like
saying
a non-poser way. I mean it in like a literally we were.
Can I just say I fully support Google propaganda? Jordan, Corey, you guys. Google's the best.
What? It's like
Where's
Mac,
Coulda?
Mac ideology. It's like Christianity and Judaism.
Jordan,
I don't know which one is which.
Not really.
Okay.
Dude, this gin
At
and tonic
all,
is strong
because
as fuck.
Mac is completely closed.
I know, I can tell because I'm drinking
like
it.
Islam and
We're always going It's not like any religion because one is just really closed and
Let's
unaccessible.
that sounds like Judaism.
No
Can we
hero.
please focus?
Yeah, you're right.
Homie. Where's homie?
Like,
Yella.
No hero. That's a great call.
Find homie.
did they? Did anybody else jump in on this?
Where's homie?
No heroes.
Yeah, yo.
Where's homie?
Okay, well he's not. Where is he? You're texting him, right? Just because telling him now is the time. It doesn't really matter if we have extra or whatever. We've already done everything illicit we can as it is anyway. So.
What's the link?
Here we can send it.
So we still need to talk about South by.
Here, he just
Give
invited
you the
us to something or something. Oh no, that's you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alex just invited us to his hangout.
Really?
Okay. Let me see.
Who's that?
I can go to my Gmail and I can email him the link.
Don't know. I didn't even save this number.
Or you want to just read me off the link?
This is what it looks like. It's like a series. Look, you want me to read that to you? You want to type that?
I'll type it real quick.
Okay, well then,
Plus
have at it. I don't want to move it.
Google.
Dude, she has my fucking belt. Like it says thanks.
What is happening right now? This is your hashtag story.
Hashtag thanks.
Because I said like what's a weird any
forgot my
weird internet
belt.
crap. That is really weird. She wrote thanks with a permanent marker on her stomach and showed you your belt.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I guess I gotta go to her house if I want to pick it up. I just really don't want to.
You got to take it off of her. It looks like.
Okay.
7
Look at that shit.
EC.
We should talk about that.
Really?
Have Kim text you.
This is what happens when you're in a
Have
band.
Kim text you during the interview and have it be that, and then be that's the text, and then laugh, and then I'll ask you about it, and then we can talk about it.
Okay, sure.
Because they want us to talk about how
I've got no mom.
Wait, have we not? We didn't resume the interview.
Do you even have an
It's still on hold. It's fine. It's still
Android?
going. I guess we probably could have paused it, but we don't know how
No,
to
you don't
pause
need
it.
to pause it because they're going to edit everything.
Exactly.
Dude, I'm one of
So
the
we're
chosen
trying to get
men.
these
I
guys
got
while
Mac.
we're waiting for them. We're just trying to get them.
No, but realistically.
And
you
then
should have an
he also has a funny
Really?
photo that just came through.
Well,
Cool.
So
I
we're
just wanna
thinking
say Google
if this one breaks,
this
I'll
crazy
consider
chick.
it.
I'm saying for
So
this
no, she's wearing his belt and she wrote thanks in permanent
You're right.
marker on her stomach. It's awesome. So we're gonna use that.
I didn't
to
think I
talk
was ever
about-
gonna hear
What
that.
happened to you?
It just happened. So you're gonna
What
text
happened to
him.
you?
You're gonna
It
text
just
him.
says thanks.
Distance wise. Yeah, give me love.
For real.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, Alex though.
That's insane.
So
Yeah,
funny.
dog. Yeah, dog. Dude, trying to get swole. Get swole,
Oh,
man. To the roof. You guys want to take a break?
No, we don't know how to stop
We'll-
the broadcast.
We'll just bang this out. We'll be
Okay.
done so soon.
We're just trying to get those guys on since we waited for them and they want to get on. We want to wait for them.
Do they want to get on? Because if they don't want to get
They
on,
should.
I got the okay from Alex, and we can
I
just
know.
do this
But we should
without them.
We should just get them too.
I'm like, I don't blame them. Like, I actually feel really bad,
Whatever.
but I don't at the same time. I mean, I do. I totally do feel that bad.
Alright, come, will you walk, at least walk with us upstairs and you can walk right back down?
Can I ask you this?
Let's get it done.
No, Erica, no.
Smell.
Let's finish this now.
I know, but I don't want to leave the room.
No, we're gonna finish this right now so we can all move on with their lives.
Are you the guitar player?
I say the guitar and Corey's the other guitar player.
Who else?
Our bass player and our drummer here.
And where do you guys mostly practice?
Practice in Dumbo. We practice in Dumbo right underneath the bridge. We got a good spot there. And we just got back from tour. We
Let's try this out.
That's why we go upstairs. Yeah!
played 3 shows.
Yeah.
Oh!
It was fun. Ouch. Corey, let's get this done, man.
10 more? That's better. That's fine. Whatever. I just want to finish this now, but we're waiting for these guys to come.
They're not gonna come
No,
on.
they're not coming on. We're gonna do Jordan and Corey. So
minutes of
All right,
question,
keep going.
and then after that, have them do their hashtag thing that I told you about, right?
Wait, no, clear that up with me exactly, because I didn't. So I thought they were
Really,
gonna.
like, okay, so the big question of this whole thing is like, what is your favorite hashtag that you have used or that you've seen another person use in its context? It needs to be funny and
Do you guys
charming
have any
and
thoughts on
witty
that?
and like.
Yeah, we
How
have to
can
start.
I rather?
Corey, let's get this done, dude.
I'd rather
Come on.
figure out a way to spin Corey's text message into that. How can we do that? You know what I mean?
Corey.
Let's improvise, man.
You know what I mean? Like spin that into the.
Let's just get this done, dude.
It's
I
a
have
cool-
to go soon.
It's a cool photo.
I have to go soon. I have work tomorrow.
Okay, so all right, so just before we go forward, so next I want to move into going to South by Southwest, which we haven't at all brought up, which is excellent that we haven't brought it up yet because of none of this is recovered. Going into that, and then you know how you feel about being removed from the album. So I will just go. How you feel about being removed from the album, playing South by Southwest in comparison to the first two you guys did pre-album.
Yeah.
And then, you know, how that's changed you as a band, what you've taken away from it, what you thought of South by Southwest. Also, I was going to say something about, remember that part about saying, like, feel like a stranger in your hometown? You know, because you guys were recording in Austin, then you go back to South by Southwest being the first time there. And then we got to end on you guys playing on May 1st with the Google Hangout on here. Okay? Okay. Well, yeah, Interpol. That's an awesome studio. I want to check it out. I'm gonna swing by.
You should, yeah.
Yeah. I'm in
It's
Dumbo.
comfortable. We've got
It
some
seems
nice
really
couches
cool.
set up. It's a loungy area. You'll like it.
How are we on that? All right. Okay. So then, so finishing album. So it's just been. I guess we should just retitle this hashtag Whirlwind. That's pretty much what it's been. You know, like drop everything, tour. You know, spirited by you and your loss, and saying, okay, this happened, and I need to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hashtag GTFO.
Yeah.
You know, and then so everyone drops everything. So what were you guys doing before, you know, the tour? What were you doing before the album? You dropped everything, just quickly. Like what did you know?
We were just like
can
working
add
our
that in.
jobs, like on our grind.
Yeah, just so and you were working at the Bowery Hotel, correct?
Yeah, we actually there was a point where 3 out of 4 of us were working at the Bowery Hotel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are pretty boys. That makes sense.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, they dress us up. You know.
They only hire, you know.
We had to
Fire
wear all sorts of people. There's definitely some.
I fell in love with that hotel.
Yeah, we
Met my girlfriend there.
pre-interview, pre-gamed earlier tonight at Norwood Club.
We were
But,
hanging out before the hangout.
Yeah, the Norwood Club is amazing.
Pre-hangout.
We were there, but the old building, the walls are too thick, it seems, for the internet to work in a way that functions. So we've now relocated to a new
Yes.
fire pit.
If you want to do
We'll
a
have
Google
photos
Hangout,
up
make
there.
sure you have
We'll share
internet.
those with you. You'll see those. We document the night as it's gone on. But yes, so we've jumped cabs and I don't even know what else. Tabs and cabs. We've jumped tabs and cabs tonight, trying to bring this Google Hangout.
Wait, did we
to
pay a
everybody.
tab?
Yeah, we took care of it.
Okay. good.
So going to South by Southwest. Okay, so that's next. So the album is crushed, and we're now at South by Southwest. You guys crushed
Crushed
it. Like it's finished.
We
it's
finished
there.
it,
It's
yeah.
out there. The baby's birth. It's free.
It's like a beer can that you just crunch when
Yeah,
you're done
exactly.
with it. Crush.
It's cathartic. It's a cathartic release. You know.
It's crushed
that-
down
that
into the
feeling.
Jim
bits.
actually took myself, and because everyone had to leave to get back to their respective jobs, he took myself and our friend Henri Gruholt, who's been doing all our music videos and tour
I
stuff.
shouldn't tap the table. Look.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't tapping it.
It's very
We have the lovely glow of
Very
the TV
delicate.
here in our new location.
He took us out to like one of the best meals I've ever had
In Austin.
in Austin.
Where?
The best sushi meal. I think it was called Uchi.
Uchi sushi.
Uchi sushi.
It sounds so authentic.
I'm pissed I wasn't there for that.
We also seem to be residing in the home of frat boys, so
Oh, I
there'll be a
wouldn't
little
call them
background.
that.
I'm not
They're
quite
very
sure.
civilized.
I have a hard time generalizing people into categories. So
They're well out of college too, I'm sure.
So you can,
South by
okay,
Southwest.
exactly. So you recorded the record in Austin, and then this is your first time playing South by Southwest, though. Turn the TV on.
Yeah.
Don't you think? It's annoying. The light changes.
Is it bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like.
There's also a glare from that
No,
light,
it keeps.
that lamp.
Oh,
I think
See?
that's fine. I don't mind that as much. Sorry, we suck. Oh yeah, see that's better. Don't you think?
Yeah.
It's much better. Before it was the green football game, so it was fine color. Okay. So yeah, so you're finishing the album in Austin, and then you're turning around and going right back again to play your very first South by Southwest. So it's almost like maybe feeling like a little bit like a stranger in your own town.
Well, we love going down there. Like we got like so acquainted with it while we were there. We have our favorite taco places we go.
I would call it our home away from home.
It's our home away from home, yeah.
But South by Southwest is chaos. I mean, it's such craziness everywhere.
We've never been to Austin during South by Southwest.
It's
So
totally different. Yeah.
it's totally different.
But you like find like I feel like everyone finds that one place at South by Southwest you go to over and over again. And ours
You feel safe.
Ours was the
That's the
Gypsy
way I'm
Lounge.
going to describe it.
Ours was the Gypsy Lounge on East 6th. Sailor Jerry like hosted this week-long shindig there, and we were able to just like go there like every day basically because there were always good bands playing there, and we had free drinks the whole week there. So
Yeah, that's something I always
You can't
look
beat
for.
that.
Yeah,
Free
in
drinks
my
all day.
bars as well. Yeah, it allows you to, and so it was the same though when you came back. And how was the reception there? Did you like double all of your followers on everything? 100
Reception
hits
was
on your
good,
YouTube,
like,
a day.
NME like came to see us a couple times, and they like covered the band, and we had some like other industry people come to see us. It's just like a big It's like a big marketing event.
It's
Like for
exposure.
brands and for like bands that are marketing themselves, and like labels that are looking to sign bands. I mean, I heard a myth that like bands didn't get signed at South by Southwest anymore, but I don't think that's the case. Like I think it definitely still happens.
Yeah.
At least this
So-
year, and it was all like rock bands this year at South by. Like
Yeah, we
It's
loved it. It
interesting.
was just a rock and roll centric week in Texas. It was just rock and roll, just through and through. Like it was very infrequently that you'd hear, your EDM party happening. It was all people.
So you
on
guys
our
are
way
right
there.
on point then, being in this turn back to the roots.
Yeah, no, it was-
I missed it this year, and I that's always sad, and it's such a lovely place to be when you're in New York and it's shut
it was
out.
basically all New Yorkers and LA people. like people in. We stayed with our friend there at her mom's house, and lovely house in the hills, and like we had a really nice place to stay. But like she's like, whenever South by happens,
Sounds
it's like
swank.
we hate it when South by happens. Like the locals hate it. I mean, it's
Right,
great for
right.
locals,
No, it's just it's
but
like
it's just
a,
like LA and New York people.
They hide.
it's
Yeah.
a shit show.
Yeah, it is a shit show.
The rock and roll was just so on point though this year, especially. I mean, it's our only year here, so I have nothing to judge it by. But I fell in love with punk rock.
That's cool. I was
Honest.
excited at the time when I've only been once, but I went and I felt like I did it in full style. I saw Death. We got to see Death
Oh my God.
with our mutual friend Kimberly, and that was excellent.
Cool.
That's cool to know that that's what it is, because I'm really tired of this keyboardy whoa.
Yeah. No, there was no very like I don't think I saw one synth pop band the whole
But
time.
you guys do.
We saw Gardens in Via.
Although we did
That
really enjoy the Gardens and Via.
The Gardens
That
in
was
Via
great.
show. It was like a vice party. It was Gardens
Open
in
for
Via.
Kurt Vile.
Gardens
Oh, wow.
in Via. Cloud Nothings. Kurt Vile.
They're playing. Is that the band that's playing with Tycho?
Yes, I'm
Oh.
going to that show.
Yes, I'm going. Yeah, that's going to
Tycho.
be awesome.
And we were actually really disappointed that the
So-
Orwells didn't get to go on, because that's a band that we love as well.
I've heard them too. I know it, but I don't know if
Young kids from Chicago.
Yeah.
And they're really, really dirty.
We picked up their 10-inch in Chicago at Reckless Records, which is like this.
Yeah.
It's the record store and
Yeah, that's a
Wicker
great
Park.
place. Yeah, there's so many things that go on there.
We were really excited to see, them as the last act on that night, but the tragedy that happened, the car wreck
Right.
that
happened right outside
happened
the venue.
right outside. They had to cancel the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
After Kurt Vile's set, so the Orwells didn't get to go on. They seemed pretty unhappy about it. As were we.
We tried to see the Orwells all week, but we missed them. And then I'm trying to remember who else we saw. Well, you guys saw the Black Lips.
We saw the Black Lips. We saw Temples, really
Okay.
great too.
From the UK.
Our buddies in a band called Spires played
Yeah,
that
I love
showcase with
Spires.
them.
Spires are great.
And they love Temples too. They just said, pay attention to this band.
But you
Check
guys
this
are
out.
not as much. That's more
We're
of like
less-
a shoegaze.
They're more like psychedelic.
But that's just
Psychedelic.
something
It's
I
like
was
a
trying
new
to think of
psychedelic
earlier
era
too.
that's happening.
Well, with the influence of, I think that there is kind of a little bit of like the properly done surf rock undertone to your sound, that I think was maybe coming out of California.
Yeah, I think that's just like a natural like thing
I
of
think
like
it's snuck in there.
it's like the
But it's
guitars
nice.
we
It's
play.
really
like,
nice.
It's not something that we're consciously trying to evoke. It just
No,
it
I'm not
may have
saying
snuck in there.
I'm not saying it's a bad word.
Yeah.
I think it's
saying.
great. I mean, yeah.
It's just funny because it's not something that we think about
Check
ourselves.
Surf City. It's really hard
Yeah.
to find, but it's yeah. I know. I personally like it, but I like that aspect of it. I mean, that's kind of one of the points that I was trying to make is that you can really hear that you could almost just say you've done your research, and that's what the beauty of every movement forward in music is that you can't do anything today or you couldn't do anything yesterday that you're doing today because you can have all of these influences, a new, fresh feeling from it, and it doesn't happen in the past.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just take like influence from like the stuff that's going on around us, like not so much like any particular era. Or I think the like what producers we like decide to like work with is also like really like it influences like the sound that we get from like our recording sessions. Like we're about to do a session with Connor Hamlick from the drums, and like that's going to be different
that's
than
gonna
like
be
working
really
with
nice.
working with Jimmy from Spoon.
gonna-
Like that's going to be different, and like our new
Yeah.
stuff sounds different. Like we're just
That's
constantly
cool.
trying to
You're
evolve.
continuing to, yeah, exactly. But I think it's because you can see that you guys love music to the point in which that's what you do. Because it's an exploration, you're on
Yeah,
this
and it's you're
awesome
like
path.
you like live in different places. You like go see different places. Like your music's gonna evolve. Like unless you like stay in the same place and do the same thing over and over again, it's like you're just gonna get the same results. But like we're always like traveling and like doing different things. Like I went to Mexico like a week before we went on tour. Like that was an experience. Like wrote some songs about that. Like came back, went on tour. Like wrote some songs on tour from our hotel room in New Orleans. Like stuff like that. Just like influences like everything you do.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's only because I think we write songs that are about our lives and it's more autobiographical. Like some people like have
It's not as fantastical as
some bands like are really into like imaginative like plots or like ideas, and I think we are like our songs are more economical in that we like write about what's
I think
happening.
you're not choosing maybe the right words, though. You're selling yourself a little bit short. I think it's more that it might be an innate understanding for you, and so the simple works, and it works really well. I think this was really fun, you guys, right?
Yeah.
All right, we had a great time. Thanks, everyone. We've finally.
It's fun hanging out. Let's hang out again.
Wait. We did not mention May 1st. You guys are going to be doing the Google Hangouts on air live,
We'll be
playing
playing some
at,
tunes.
in Chelsea, right? That Chelsea, the headquarters, the Google headquarters. Yeah, that's going to be really cool.
Right on. Yes.
So we'll be there for that, and then
Hashtag
that'll.
Bangers tour.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Our tour
Yeah,
was the
that you'll
Bangers
have
tour.
to look up. You'll have to follow that hashtag and
Hashtag.
find them, and you'll find out why that's funny.
Hashtag bangers for life.
That was our tour hashtag.
All right, cheers.
Awesome. And thank you so
Cheers.
much, Erica. You're amazing.
Thank you so much, Erica.
Okay, so both of you guys need to